立体了。好立体的儿子。
If you're here to check on the progress, there is none. I'm afraid you'll leave disappointed, Madam Lucy.
Send this to everyone.
This is La Unua.
We must share this with everyone. La Unua Diaglo.
Oh my god.
Stop the transmission! The ritual is wrong!
哦，那你呀？哦，哦，我也准备跟其在一起。这个预告片用的好分。对角线中，独之歌，主线第7章，第1节。
Mama, I have a question.
是小三乐器，是小三器。
Why don't people like the irrational numbers?
Do you feel the same about them, 37?
77。
Maybe a little?
A little. 37低下头，踢走了脚下一块不规则的石子。
You see, Mama, I can count to 3 and to 17, but I can never count to something like 0.0100001000001, let alone use it in calculations. The endless, non-repeating decimals would make a mess of the results, and I can't keep the equations as simple and elegant as I want.
But your favorite, the circle. The ratio of its circumference to diameter is also an irrational number, is it not?
Pi is special. I know how it was found and what it represents, so I trust it and use it in my calculations. The same with e, logarithm 2, and root 2. But not many irrational numbers are this convenient to work with. Some have no patterns, no simplest forms, and no end. I can't work out their digits, write them out, or calculate them. Not only are they impossible to pinpoint on the number axis, but there's an infinite amount of these irrational numbers. What's so funny, Mama?
You're a clever, silly goose, my dear. You don't dislike them, you just don't understand them enough.
不了解他们。
Take Take our old friend Root 2, for instance. The irrationality of this number can be proven through basic arithmetic, as it cannot be expressed as an irreducible fraction of integers a over b. A simple proof by contradiction is enough, with no knowledge of irrational numbers required. The presence of root 2 is prevalent in nature, and it is particularly noticeable along the diagonals of a square. This means...
Oh, I know! This means the system built solely on the ratio of integers was flawed.
Yes, root 2 is simple, elegant, and one of the greatest discoveries in mathematics. It showed the existence of infinite incommensurable numbers, with root 2 being the most obvious one to find. This was how the Tower of Old Ideas crumbled, paving the way for revolutionary breakthroughs that catapulted mathematical analysis into uncharted frontiers. We discovered a kingdom beyond our traditional methods, one that's immeasurable, incommensurable, and inexhaustible. And the key to its gates is hidden in plain sight, in the diagonal of a square.
A kingdom of irrationality.
女孩入迷的点点头，一如既往，她理解的很迅速。
I see now, Mama. We are not all-knowing beings. There will always be numbers beyond our awareness, such as the nature of irrational numbers. So, if we get to know the irrational numbers better, we can be friends with them too. But you haven't told me why people on the island hate them.
妈妈不知道说什么。她看不清母亲的面容，只是在记忆的回忆的最后，她的嘴角流露了深情平静。好。Oh no, when's done? Sophia.
37. You're awake.
You're awake. 床榻上的女孩突然坐了起来，双眼直直地看着向空气中望去。
Sophia? How long was I out?
You've been in a coma for a week.
好吧。
We...
有人的话语被打断，三七仓促地掀开被子，向挂着布帘的门洞跑去。
No, stop! You're not well yet!
There's no time. I have to find 6. I have to tell them now. Our circle has been broken.
蓝灰。传道者是聆听。
Nothing's happening.
真理的殿堂与往日无异，人挤满了太多的争辩，太多嘈杂，太多的意见。
Miss Virgin, your attention, please.
这个是新角色。
This is a public inquiry, and your answer determines the fate of you and your friends. There will be a vote on your punishment, considering the leak of the island's coordinates and the damages caused by you and Manus Vindicte. Yet, in the past 2 hours, you've looked at your watch 10 times. Forgive me for being blunt. What could possibly bother you more than your sentence?
My apologies.
Apologies. 台下响起了轻微的啧舌声。
Let her look, 888. Doesn't it occur to you that time is also in the form of numbers? Perhaps she's waiting for her lucky number to come.
210的发言引起了一阵窃笑。人们在此刻正需要这样轻松的调剂，如同弦不能被紧绷着。
Besides, what conclusions have the good people here made? We were brought together in this great hall today, for misfortunes have struck us in the past week. Manus followers were found dead in our sacred place, the Gorgon current was cut off, and a human army has invaded our land. There are also the territorial disputes, the threats from external powers, and the conflicts between our guests. As you can see, our guests have brought us quite the unexpected gifts. They will give us their explanations. But whose words should we trust? Those of the Foundation or Manus Vindicte?
评论家半鞠一躬，将手引向高台左侧。
I swear on the stone of truth that I have no knowledge of the leak. We never gave any information to the humans. As we speak, the St. Pavlov Foundation is taking measures to mediate the territorial disputes from outside the island.
But you did report everything here to the Foundation. And you don't know what they did with the information, do you?
Right.
A questionable defense. A doubtful explanation. Why should we trust her? We all know that the Foundation is closely associated with the humans. They are the false friends of the Arcanists. With their crocodile tears and broken vows, while many may have changed over time, their nefarious human taint lingers. Besides, why should we seek collaboration and assistance from an organization that's 7 years behind us on the study of the emanation?
教授们在吸氧声中骚动起来。
But rush not, brothers and sisters. The moment of decision has not yet arrived. Let's give our old friend Manus Vindicte a fair and equal hearing before casting our pebbles into the pot.
盗墓者伸出右手，这端蓝黑相间的身影，好可怕。
Indeed. The Foundation's understanding of the emanation is 7 years behind ours. However, our Manus friends here are unable to speak at all, let alone understand complex mathematical principles. Please enlighten us, Miss Arcana. Why were swaths of your followers found dead at the door of our sacred place? Did our math lessons drive them to madness, causing them to bash their heads against the gates of truth like martyrs?
So it would seem. What?
断言的干脆，足以令信仰者诧异。而岛位的莱特只是轻轻合上了手里的书本。
One must confess that our followers were ill-prepared to take on the wisdom of the island. But we did come seek mutual development with sincerity.
I trust you are aware of the assistance we have provided over the years in this world of matters, which you, though reluctantly, relied upon. As to this debate, I was once told a story that now seems fitting to recount.
他的目光望向高台，金发的法官端坐其上。争辩开始以来，他还未止一词。
Pray, share with us.
Thank you kindly. 'Tis the story of the Circle. A young artist told it to me before I arrived on this island. In the ancient past, amid a world of primitive instincts and ignorance, the first intelligent mind awakened. Overwhelmed by the enormity of nature and dismayed by its own insignificance, the creature was shaken to its core. In an act of defiance, it drew a magic circle, shielding its powerless self from the formidable world beyond. This was the first magic, when the primitive man mastered the pneuma within and wielded it against the relentless forces of nature. In that process, man hath gained a deeper understanding of the boundaries and limitations of its power. This is the tale of the first circle. The circle shielded us, and its protection benefits thee to this day. What I find intriguing in this story, man hath established its existence, recognized its boundaries, and learned the purpose of life, all by relying upon this very circle.
天堂的门被撞开了，一个气喘吁吁的虚弱声音靠在门缝上。
37.
近一半的信仰者站起来，望向这位许久未见的支柱，其中包括那位高堂之上的小。
What's wrong, 37?
The island.
他苍白的嘴角并努着，终于吐出了第一个音节。
Our island has fallen ill.
一阵鸦沫确尽，仿佛这物质的闯入的话题与小岛并无关系。沉闷的异响比撞门声来得更响亮、更近。现在，另一半的信仰者也站了起来，他们困惑地望向声音的来源——河上写的穹顶。撞击声应和着他们的疑问，就像一名不得章法的鼓手，正在天球形状的球台上狂乱地敲击。
Ah! What is going on? Is that a hailstorm?
No. I don't think so.
还有数字的筹措时在大厅外张望，担忧却不敢跟上我们的脚步。他站得更远，望得更清，也因此目睹了事件的全部。
Those are Abraxases falling from the sky.
抬起手软，突然表态，是的，这就是他一直在等着最重要的时刻。
It's the storm.
报表来了。
The storm of this era is here.
一封紧急通告，正发出单调而不容忽视的滴答声。优先录的空间，如携带未登记人员或超过20公斤的数。 在收音机的起声，暴雨震后的感染在目前是不可逆的。语音检查。时钟之下。
Miss Verton, did you just say the emanation has happened? Just now?
More precisely, its 24-hour countdown has begun. There's always a buffer period before the storm, during which the storm syndrome gradually spreads from the critical point across the globe. The symptoms are different every time, and we have yet to discern a pattern. With the help of Laplace Scientific Computing Center, the best we can do now is to send a 24-hour warning prior to the storm. Another minute has passed.
厅堂被宿舍袍子们怀疑的讨论声填满，又有一座以观测留意为使命的小岛而言，目前的状况超出了他们的预想。
Please remain seated, everyone. We are still in the middle of a vote. The emanation holds no influence on this island. The discussion must continue until a satisfactory conclusion is reached. No other subjects shall be brought up until then.
集会的协理人抬高的声音盖住了喧嚣的，这是他的职责所在，让表决顺利进行。
Come here, 37. Can someone please bring her a blanket?
顾及那抹虚弱的身影，他将声音放得很低。
42. Go with Sophia and check on those abraxases.
被念及的数字的男性较重，举了一弓，快步出去。琼里又恢复他的秩序。
Ah, good news. Good news indeed. We are freed from the pain of choosing whom to blame, are we not?
What?
修辞学家抬起手， 笑容可谓清纯，一如既往。它带来的一个创新的议题，又或者是又一次哗众取宠的尝试。
The emanation is coming. The tides of Numa will pour from above and wash away all trivialities. By then, human intruders and the international powers of this era, along with the turmoil they brought, will all be dissolved and poured into the ditches like gunk. And we will regain our shores and return to the study of essence and forms.
沉默，沉默源于思辨。对这些抛却现象世界的人们，210的话语是有道理的。
No, it's different this time.
而后，一个娇小的身影站了起来，生气没有披上那条毯子，他尚未康复的脸色也依然苍白。
The island has fallen ill. It's getting bloated, stagnant, and sluggish, drifting into the world of matters where ignorance reigns. Soon, the tides of Numa will wash over us, sweeping away the fragments of the phenomenal world.
What did you say?
What you say?
In other words, we will all be taken by the emanation? This
This is unthinkable.
这不是一个好消息，这是一枚炸弹，意想不到的入侵了这个圆形的厅堂。3期旁边的年长女性站了起来，怀中还抱着那一条不曾派上用场的。
37, you just woke up from a coma. You're not well. Why don't you take another rest?
No, no time for that. I'm here to warn you. Apiron is gone. I can no longer sense it. This has never happened before.
Why are you so surprised, 37?
平静的疑问，并不带任何额外的情绪。
You should know the reason of its alienation. You brought outsiders to the sacred place. You betrayed the scripture's teachings and angered Apiron. Of course, I may have jumped to this accusation, as Manus Vindicte also intruded our sacred place without permission.
应该很累是吧？
People. As of now, there's no proof that the emanation will influence the island. 37's account is lacking. And we are still plagued by suspicions, accusations, and the damages done to our home. We are to proceed with the hearing and reach a final verdict on both the Foundation and Manus Vindicte.
将集会带回正轨的努力失败，近一半教众突然将目光移向在那里先前离开的使者去而复返，正不知所措的左主着。
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I shouldn't have intruded the hall of truth, but...
接二连三的打断让协理人感到，但他及时注意到了除错师神色的反常。
Sophia, weren't you and 42 checking on the Abraxases? What is the matter?
除错师的声音震颤着，他的手局促地在空气中移动。
The Abraxases don't look right. Their beaks, no, their entire heads are melting into oil paints.
滴落油彩。
And 42, we were on the beach, suddenly he...
未尽的话语吐在嘴边，通过敞开的大门， 鸟群的尖叫声清晰可见。而另一名使者越过苏菲尔，惊恐而愤慨地冲向讲厅，五颜六色的油彩从他的面庞上滚，在真理的殿堂上汇成一汪小水。
Now I see! It finally all makes sense! There never was the truth, nor the transcendental! Everything is a lie, nothing but shadows on walls, flickers of fire and fragments of reality. No one will survive the oblivion. The island will be destroyed amid its conflict.
Is that the storm syndrome?
42, your face.
没有理会同伴的呼唤，男人口齿不清的大笑着，手里凝聚着神秘术的微光。他跳上了实质的坐席，先搬了一连串照明。
No one!
888, stop conversing with him. We must subdue him. Now. He has the storm syndrome. Please, listen everyone. 37 is right. Something's changed on this island. Your immunity to the emanation has been weakened.
地板上，男人的狂笑已经平息下去，但他脸上的油彩依然骇人。而在他的四周，惊愕和疑惑的声浪一波盖过一波，几乎掀翻圆形穹顶。
How? That's never happened in the last 8 times!
A feeble induction, my friend. Just because you've never seen a purple cow doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Must we talk of logic now? 42 has literally been emanated!
First the army, then the emanation. Everything's been falling apart since the outsiders arrived on this island. The Foundation and Manus Vindicte. One of them must answer for this.
总有一方要负责。
Then you should also ask 37 and number 0 what they've done in the sacred place to anger Apeiron so much.
No, 37 didn't cause this. I told you. It was Manus They broke the peace agreement and launched suicide attacks. They forced their way into the cave.
You and them are equally responsible on this matter. They at least paid with their lives. What about you? You claim that 42's abnormality was caused by the emanation. But how are we to believe that it isn't, in fact, the work of your arcane skills? As we went through your belongings, Miss Verton, we found a golden sampling device. Enlighten us. What exactly is the Foundation looking for here?
That's...
笑声从厅堂的另一侧传来。
Good, Vertin, good. Let the confrontations be louder and the struggles be harder. I wonder what shall come of this.
Silence.
时钟截断了这场争论。一直沉默的领袖从高台上站起，他的面容前所未有的凝重。
The debate will end now. Since we were unable to come to an agreement, further discussion is pointless. There are more pressing matters to attend to. This will be the end of the assembly, and my decision will be the final ruling. I demand that both parties leave this island at once.
没有任何修辞，他的话语言简意赅。6代表的是条独裁和武断，很少出现在这个数字线上。 但是没有任何人提出异议。厅堂陷入长久的沉默，这沉默是为了离婚，该怎么做？二将是一个重大的损失。关于鲍鱼的交流刚刚开始，洞穴深处的奥秘也尚未揭开。而重出之手的领袖，他还在这里，不会接受这个结果。他意犹未尽。他究竟带着怎样的目的来到顶上？是一场无声的联合无意，先应答的一方率先出去。现在，等等。
The decisions of my fellow brethren shall be respected.
I also agree with your verdict.
他轻而易举地接受，例如接受将鲜血滴上时。
But may I ask for one small doubt to be dispelled? Miss Vertin and I will depart ere long. Do you truly not desire aid from us?
You're kind to ask, Miss. It is true that our circle has been disturbed, but we see it as a mere turbulence of the phenomenal world. He who holds the compass decides the circle. This will not shift the center of our focus, nor change the shape of our beliefs.
领袖俯下身去，将手附在12的额头上。
Medin Hagan.
He purged the storm syndrome with an arcane skill. I never thought it would be possible.
领袖重新起身，平静地面向众人。
The light of intelligence has cleansed 42 of confusion. It is also what the island needs. The incident will be properly handled, and my ruling stays unchanged. I expect your words to be matched by actions, Miss Arcana.
他的语气只剩下冰冷的警戒。
Certainly, it was a fair and just decision. If only one could depart amidst such unfavorable weather. I presume Miss Vertin will also appreciate more time to prepare for the journey. What sayest thou?
他的笑容依然亲切，相谈的口吻像是进行一场聚会。
The hourglass empties in 2 hours. Please leave before that.
Thank you for your thoughtful consideration.
无人再提出质疑，所有数字都预设了领袖的裁决。又收起了沙漏，将目光投向缄默的席位。
Lastly, I would like to share a story. To conclude today's meeting and respond to Miss Arcana's tale.
I am most honored.
领袖抬起手，面向听从的众人。
I too have heard the story of the first circle, but in my version, more followed. The first of man were intimidated by the enormity of nature and constantly tried to defy and escape it. Our ancestors, however, had the opposite reaction. They found solace in nature, which welcomed them with a nourishing embrace, sharing its vastness and sublimity without reservation. It was the perfect harmony, the moment the circle ceased to represent confrontation and avoidance. As we bathed in Apollo's illumination and wandered the tranquil shores, our souls resonated, and we were lifted to a higher wisdom. This was how we conquered our fears, emerged from ignorance, and allowed ourselves to indulge on the essence and forms. This was the rise of the classic man. May you all be blessed with the courage for reconciliation, the determination for peace, and the devotion to nature. Qualities no less noble than caution and defiance. You may all leave now.
Please, just a moment.
清亮的声音打断了领袖的步伐。他竖的自高台上站起，毛脚在空中发出一道尖锐的弧线。
I will fix our circle. 888 was right. I have enraged Aperon. I am responsible. I will go back to the sacred place, pass its test, and ask it to share the divine light of Gnosis so we can learn the truth about the essence. I will make up for what I've done. I promise.
It has been 300 years since the last challenger had their success in the cave. 37, are you aware that we have other means to cleanse the island, even if you don't bring the matter to Aperon?
Yes, I'm aware.
Then are you aware of the price you will pay should you fail its test?
Yes, I am.
Then you shall have my blessing.
没有在理会厅堂里的质疑，始终敲响了自己的回音。一场无尽的辩论，终结于人为的距离。调查记录，原画变形的斗争历史人讲。越南表现主义形式流动，城市画面证明的开头。
The headquarters has issued a notice. The critical point of the storm is in Vienna.
第一助手放下了手中的无线电小件，凝重的掌声转过身来。
This type of storm syndrome involves a bodily transformation into oil paintings, primarily affecting the face, but sometimes spreading to the torso. It is often accompanied by delirium and an intense obsession with war. Like the storm of 1929, it was accelerated by social upheavals resulting from the constant tensions Manus Vindicte created between nations.
This era.
天空的颜色不同以往，时代狂热的疫症已经蔓延到了这座与世隔绝的小岛。所幸同伴们一切无恙。
This is absurd.
长达1周的地下监禁，没能挫伤摇滚海盗的志气。他的包里装满了鼓鼓囊囊的精彩任务。
We went through all that trouble, sweated our guts out, and finally got to a place where the storm can be kept out. But now you're telling me that immunity is going to disappear like a fart in the wind. I was planning to stay here for a while. There might be alchemic materials and pieces of books the Abraxas has left behind from their mills. Oh, now that is frustrating, mate!
Such is the nature of Arcanum.
The immunity hasn't disappeared. It's just waning. For now, only the beach has lost the effect. We're still safe around the Hall of Apeiron.
But there's no guarantee that we'll be safe here forever, right? Reminds me of Xeno's survival test.
Sinetto and I talked about this. We think the island is protected by a large-scale arcane ritual. The sudden decay of the island's storm immunity might be the result of its changes, though I'm unsure of the specifics.
Those people are doing something about it, right? That leader with the rockstar hair, shouldn't he be taking action by now?
6 has gathered all integers after the assembly. They're going to perform a mass cleansing ceremony. 37 also mentioned a test. I think they have more than one way to deal with the changes.
To the best of this apple's knowledge, secluded pure-blood arcanist groups often have rituals that they keep to themselves. These islanders impart truths based on intellect and rationality, yet their doctrines are highly religious. Perhaps their arcane skills are passed down in a religious manner.
Oh, very mysterious, very arcane. I hope they're not all huddled together doing a math at a time like this. And I'm more worried about us, Capitan.
龙女竟然收起吊儿郎当的神情，语气前所未有的凝重。
Arcana asked for more time for both sides to withdraw, didn't she?
Yes. 6 gave us 2 hours to leave. That is to say... we must set out when the storm countdown reaches 2000.
And before that, the stone bangle on your wrist still works, right?
Yes. I can feel it. It would scold me whenever I thought about going to war with them.
Huh, I see. So we only have 2 hours for the plan.
Plan? What plan? Aren't we sneaking away from all this?
Sorry, Regulus. Your accommodation was a long way from ours, so we haven't given you the latest updates. To put it simply...
Where are you going?
当中出现的少女吓人一跳。37一脸好奇的站着，一如既往，他的步伐悄声无息。
37,
We are discussing how to leave this place, 37.
Precisely. I was just about to say, your chief wants us gone in a jiffy, but we don't even have a piece of wood to sail with. Vertin is sizing us up to see if we can fit in her suitcase. She's going to swim across the Aegean Sea using her tiny arms. Right, Vertin?
星期挤挤眼睛，热切地用胳膊肘捅过。
Right.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Then you must leave from the north side of the beach. Jump off the cliff there and head south. The cliff is on the tangent line of the Hall of Apeiron, which is a good sign for your journey.
啊，还要算切线。 真的耶，可以数学上的
I
技
will
能。
show you where to jump, but you'll have to wait till Vertin and I return.
Me? Where are we going?
不知道要去哪里。
What kind of question is that? The only place worth going.
只有那个地方值得去。他张开了手，
You're the one and only Zero. We'll go see a Peron together.
无限定制。岛屿客房。
Aren't you going to look for 37? You took such good care of her while she was in a coma.
应该是苏菲的。阴影中的人站了一下。
I don't know. I don't know what I should do, Madam Mata. She's going back to the cave for the test, where I can't help her.
他低下头，努力使自己的战斗。
All I can do is pray for her, for I have no adequate knowledge or power to assist her. As ever.
Perhaps you needn't worry so much. 37 is the one favored by truth. She will be fine.
I know. It's just... She is also of mortal flesh. She could get hurt, bleed, or die. You haven't been with us for long, Madam Marta. A Peyron and its test might be new to you. Here on this island, we spent years theorizing, proving, and constructing models based on our mortal comprehension, defining the boundaries of what man is capable of understanding. But when it comes to the essence and forms, we are unable to make any definitive statements. So we humbly approach the temple and inquire about the correctness of our beliefs. And our answer is delivered as a yes or no, reverberating in the form of echoes.
Is that the submission of proof Six mentioned before?
重塑师点点头，他雀跃的有人同样也精于知道。
Validating one's essence and soul with a number, and verifying the authenticity of one's claims are simple feats for us. But a Peyron's test is different. Those who succeed will obtain the transcendental truth.
超越一切的真理。
Those who fail will pay a terrible
将会
price.
付出最恐怖的代价。
Everything has its limits and boundaries.
一切都有边界。
Those who overstep their bounds will only court their own misfortune. We must respect and be wary of our limits, so our souls will be adequate for our bodies, and all things be refrained from excess. The boundless, limitless, and infinity are not of our realm to tread. They belong only to ancient beings that we cannot utter. We can only stand in awe, offering our admiration, humility, and reverence. Now 37 is going to knock on its door and ask to be indulged with the transcendental truth. But if she fails, if she can't bear the weight of the boundless infinity,
他很难再说下去了。
I wish I knew a better way, or could even do it in her place. But only she can do it. It has to be her. 37.
I'm sure this is the perfect solution to finally put an end to all our problems. If I pass the test, Apiron will grant me the answer to one question. It can be any question I don't have an answer to. Even about the essence and everything.
Everything.
At least that's what Mama told me.
山西笃定的点点头。显然，这一个规则也是不证自明的。
I just have to choose the right question to ask, and we will be rid of all the troubles, whether it be the emanation, the turmoil of the phenomenal world, or the dangers threatening the island. All will be gone. I have Six's blessing. He agrees with me. So, Vertin...
Not so fast. You can't just steal away our helmswoman like that. This thing, it's too good to be without any risks, don't you think? What if Vertin doesn't make it back, huh? Who's going to swim us across the sea then?
It could be risky, but not for Vertin, only for me. 0 multiplied by any number will still be 0. And we have validated that proof.
Well, that's not good enough for this pirate. Besides, Vertin doesn't seem like a 0 to me.
It's okay, Regulus. I think I'll be safe there. But 37, isn't this a sacred test for your people? I've never taken the oath. I'm not one of you.
That does not matter, Vertin.
山西摇了摇头，他的目光依然坚定。
But you must know that once we enter the temple, we cannot turn back. The part our last visit was interrupted, remember? You didn't get to ask your question, and I didn't get my answer.
不过我好像到了这，等等。
don't need to ask my question anymore.
对啊，金水城抱住了自己的双臂。
You and your friends were right, Vertin. The discord in the phenomenal world does have an effect on essence and forms. No one can argue against this when facing the emanation. But there's more I'd like to know, and I believe you feel the same. I will tell Six that you're coming with me. I will tell everyone and persuade them, because this is the right thing to do.
Go, Timekeeper. While you're out, Lilia and I will ready us for evacuation.
We will liaise with the Foundation from here.
Thank you both. I'm ready. Before we go, 37, I have a question.
是的，这的确是个机会。有千载难逢的，就像从树之手。
You just said that a Piran will grant an answer to whoever passes the test. Will it answer my question? If I asked for a way to become immune to the storm?
Damn you narcissistic, fat-headed, humanocentrist freaks! You are the crazy ones, and I will prove myself right!
Seriously! Can someone please bring Matthew back to the rehab center? That mask has made him crazy!
有人同乱挥舞着手臂，在混乱之上制造新的混乱。泛着理性光泽的蓝色地面上，一瓶被投掷的酒精瓶燃起蓝色的，然后一双钢铁的脚步迈向快过头。
Any progress?
Not much. We've called all the experts here, but so far it's been a waste of time. Not even a bodily reaction when reciting the text. It doesn't belong to any known language, nor follow any linguistic rules. Many are starting to doubt the accuracy of the incantation. After all, it was copied down by a novice investigator with her arcane skill, not her supervisor.
Miss Marcus, can you confirm that the incantation you dictated was correct? We also learned that you witnessed a visual recording of Arcana performing her arcane skill, depicted through images recreated by a pure-blooded arcanist. Is that right?
Yes, to be precise, I saw it in the memories of Isolde, a former member of Manus Vindicte, using Miss Cacanya's arcane mirror.
Can you attest to the accuracy of this memory?
I can't say.
Do you deem the reflection of Miss Cacanya's arcane mirror to be accurate, factual, and without misinterpretation?
I'm not sure.
Can you confirm that your arcane skill, Read, was performed correctly and provided an unbiased, objective, and flawless interpretation?
I don't know about that either. But I saw it with my own eyes. I heard the chanting. I don't know what language that was, but that's how I heard it, and I've written it down phonetically.
Please calm down. We are only verifying the details. The Foundation has dispatched a special operations squad to you in Vienna. Please make sure the 2 other arcanists involved will return to the Foundation with you.
I understood.
连线结束，人伦在下冷气。这不是一个理想的结果。过于小组成员的脸色并不平，金属更像。
Is this it?
一道刺耳的击缝拨开空气，唐突的挤到了人群前面。
An ancient miracle, a circle of salvation. Euna seco. Atuna psycho? An inexplicable incantation transcribed by an arcanist based on what she saw in the memory of another arcanist recreated by yet another arcanist. That's as convoluted as a dream within a dream within a dream. To think they wanted an objective restoration. I mean, if Gnosis is so reliable and can really cross-check not only once but 4 times, it should have long replaced science by now. With this level of uncertainty, we might have better luck asking typewriter monkeys to randomly give us the answer to the storm immunity.
Adler? Why are you here?
I requested his participation on the cryptography team. He is a human, but he excels in the field of cryptography.
But...
男人阴沉地往前走了。
And why can't I be here? Is it because Greta Hoffman's my sister? And is this what a respectable and honorable member of the Foundation gave her life to retrieve? Is this the ritual she died for? Oh, right. It wasn't even her who retrieved the ritual. It was a student.
You are not currently on the official roster. You can leave at any time.
Leave? Why should I leave? Ich habe jedes Recht zu wissen, wofür meine Schwester gestorben ist. Nun gut, Leute, an die Arbeit. Lasst uns dieses große Rätsel entschlüsseln und sehen, was es uns bringen wird. Erlösung oder Zerstörung?
在场闹剧溅起的水花逐渐平息，脱衣小组的成员们凝重地望向警署这里，似乎在等待一个结果。
Return to your stations, please. Let us not dismiss its credibility until we have exhausted every possibility. Also,
他平静地转过头来。
add Adler Hoffman into the cryptography team roster.
副议组长的边路活动是，然后快步追逐路人，紧随着他心上任的。
Storm Observation and Research Center. Noted. I will make sure Miss Lucy is aware of that.
所有人放下电话，以某种征询的表情望向警察。
What is the matter?
It's a call from the rehab center about the previous study on the Manus mask. Ma'am, I think you should go see this in person.
Very good, Matthew. Now tell us, what did you hear?
狭窄的走廊外站满了警官，这是警备级别最高的一间病房，和病患的一切交流都需要隔着墙。钢化加固的3层玻璃建起来。病房中坐着一个戴着面具的男人。
Voices! Those voices! The inaudible murmurs, the frightening whispers, they worm into my ears. I told you before. I wrote about this before, but you just missed the mesmeric episodes.
Did you put on the mask?
Yes. How else would I know that I was right? And now I know. I never ever heard them so clearly. They are screaming inside my head. Their temptations, their promises. I just have to let go of my brain. Can you hear it? The benevolent mother is speaking.
研究人的手指用力地夹紧自己的皮肉，似乎在克制某种冲突。
Now, I can write the ultimate paper.
Who is this mother?
这西曼看起来也怎么办？玻璃被猛地拍响，研究人惊恐地张开嘴，徒劳地在光滑的镜面玻璃上磨砺指甲。
No, I can't say anymore. They see me. They've come for me. Kill me. Kill me now.
告诫已经太晚，男人的脑袋在玻璃之后无物的炸开，鲜血和脑浆浸在刚才加固的玻璃上，一个新生自他的躯体出现。尖锐的警报声响起，那里还在敲蚀玻璃的机器那手持三角铁的人，他的口中哀鸣不止，犹如新生儿发出的第一道题。伴着玻璃的更响声，助理结束了内线通讯，望向站在旁的走。
Suspend all research on the madness mask at once. Its dangers far outweigh the potential benefits. Seal away all equipment and share only a controlled account of the incident with others. We cannot afford to have another researcher try on the mask again. Now, clean this up.
Yes, ma'am.
随着气密门的开启，一队装备齐全的警卫抱着催眠烟雾冲进房间内。镜面玻璃的另一侧，机器背部伸去，将头脑中的一堆标记着暴雨的研究资料归入废弃区。
Another dead end.
傲慢与偏见，看一下故意的。乌尔西里，擅长解密的神秘学家。道金斯，文学家。理查，理论数学家。马修，出色决断力，拼搏精神，关键性。他只是过于莽撞，因为他让他做决定。实验室爆炸6小时。威廉姆斯。思维缜密，他擅长发现其他不能发现的漏洞。或许他可以去辅佐马修，防止马修做出错误的决定。我们管这叫性格内向。他擅长发现不代表擅长解决。要让他一个人负责演算。维克托，拐跳他式的思考模式。人很好，就是想法让人捉摸不透。不要和他回到金丝一组，绝对会将3磅的让到金丝想无效。阿德勒带领，首先阿德勒不只是因为他是一名优秀的密码学家，更因为这次破译不光是神秘学家的课题，需要来自人类的意见。我们保持意见，我保持意见。 并不是说团队中不需要人类，但不会是一个8年一门不出的。傲慢与偏见，第6集。段意义不明的作品，又被证实相当有害的研究，这就是当前鲍鱼研究的主对象。钢铁拼接的手拿起了一叠文件，那是先前针对重塑面具的化验。他证实并记录着非对称核素存在，机器望着它。调频若有所思的闪着。
What is the status of the sampling, Simone? Any updates from the timekeeper?
For the moment, no. The people on the island are still suspicious of the Foundation's motives, so she hasn't had a second chance to collect any samples. But she has called in an hour ago. We were informed that she will return to the cave shortly. She also warned us that the immunity zone on the island appears to be shrinking. The safe zone is not stable.
机器今日并未装配表情，助理只能从那道调频中判断总负责人的心情。
Mom, have you noticed something?
They are unrelated, Simone. The mask and the incantation are indeed related to Manus Vindictae, but they are unrelated to each other.
他将眼前已被封存的重塑面具移到一边。
If the account of the Vienna investigator is correct, one cannot help but question, why would Arcana not simply give the masks to Isolde and her brother?
Investigator Marx's report was highly lacking, making it challenging for us to infer what truly happened.
I suppose we can be skeptical that the report is incomplete, but it is all we have for now. She did a good job. I could not have asked for more. We all heard it. An ancient miracle, a circle of salvation.
机器伸出手，在空中画下了一个相似的圆圈。
The leader of Manus Vindictae promised a miracle, but the mask is far from it. The mask is a tool of control, designed to identify and enslave the believers. Matthew has demonstrated its effects for us. But this ritual is different.
Do you mean the ritual is more sophisticated than the mask?
Perhaps, but it is not entirely definitive. The investigators in Vienna completed their mission spectacularly, and now Matthew has proven that the mask is useless for our purposes. Its immunity was only a cover for its other functions. And the mask has powerful and irreversible side effects. Even if we find out how it protects the wearer from the storm, we cannot use it on our colleagues.
总负责人拿起的那张并不是很长的纸条。
If this incantation is verified to be true, it will be our Promethean fire.
This ritual is useless to us. Save yourself the trouble. We're not getting
感
anywhere with
谢
this.
伊恩的这水，感谢这水安安。我在看《重返未来1999》的第7章主线的第几章？ 中文9台成就。你也在开 ？OK， 没问题。你好，你好。各式仪器堆满房间，模拟答案的稿纸从桌上一路积压到地上。研究员们许久没有从书堆中抬起来。会议组长拿着刚泡好的咖啡，感到某根电路正无声的在脑中涌动。
Explain yourself, Adler. What do you mean the ritual is useless? You barely sat down. My coffee's still hot.
密码专家阴沉地拿起地址，将它强行塞到组长嘴里。
I don't need to waste any more time. It's simple logic. The current information is insufficient for cryptographic decryption. We're attempting an exhaustive brute force, comparing every ancient text and record to find the language or corresponding text. It's like looking for a needle in a colossal haystack. Even if we stumble onto a match, none of us can validate such a thing. A breakthrough in this regard is simply not possible.
You can't be serious.
有人推开桌子，从房间的另一头站起来，手里紧紧握着一只圆珠笔。
And what is the basis of your reasoning? Have you figured out the mechanics behind the ritual?
I didn't need to understand the intricacies of Arcanum to deduce this. It was simple logic.
So you never even tried to understand it. With your supposedly superior human reasoning, you dismissed all of our dedication and hard work just like that. Who the f do you think you are?
没给所有人反应时间，研究员径直地冲向杨，狠狠给他一拳。亚明错愕地抬起手，捂住火辣的脸颊，表情比起愤怒，不能说是震惊。
Matthew was right. You arrogant fools, clueless morons! Get out of my face, you humanocentric narcissist! Go to hell!
研究员怒火地看，将圆珠笔挥出波伊刀的气势。幼于科研工作者的事迹挥空了。亚明堪堪躲过了这一个细节，他的神情只剩下茫然。
Was this really necessary? I was just sharing my conclusion.
Oh, it was the mask. I should have thought of that. He worked in the same lab as Matthew, and he must have been exposed to the mask.
But his physical exam seemed fine. Is there an incubation period?
Does he seem fine to you now? Huh? No! Williams! Put that down! That's the only Conway Automaton 5 left after the storm.
Oh, wow. 他的回应是一句怒吼，一阵短促的风声，金属和墙壁的碰撞声。那台机器贴着他的头顶飞过去，在墙上摔了个稀巴烂。会议组长头痛欲裂，他挣扎地冲到门口，按下墙上附的火绳。
Security! Security! We've got a code red!
So, what are the implications for the decryption?
There were no unintended consequences. We were able to control Williams in time, and the Conway Automaton 5 he destroyed wasn't useful to our work anyway.
I am glad you kept the damages to a minimum.
露西合上了手里的中置电脑，转过身。
Since you are still here, Mr. Ulrich, I take it as a sign that you have more to report?
左龙的一角，一场控诉正蓄势待发。会议组长的声音压得很低。经历了之前的混乱，他看起来十分疲惫。
Williams was merely an accident, ma'am, but Adler is a loose cannon on the team. We need to talk about this. With all due respect, I still don't understand why you put him on the team. He may have made his contributions to Laplace, but that was 8 years ago. Now he's just an irritating defeatist and a staunch supporter of humanocentrism.
16体恼怒不已地闪烁着，没留意到自己的情绪正在勇攀高峰。
He never understood the Arcanum, or tried. He's still stuck in the time before the first storm and refuses to acknowledge that his small, beautiful world is gone. How can someone like that help us?
这样的质问通常源于怀疑、压力，还有许多复杂的因素。于是露西停顿了一下，像是在思考一个有意义的回答。
I understand your concern, but I have not heard anything about the incapacitation of Adler Hoffman.
What? He got a few scratches at most. The guy barely touched him.
So he is fine. I am glad we agree. Is there anything else?
机器等待了5年，对方并没有做出应答。他将视之为一个可以进入回复阶段的学问。
His lack of knowledge on Arcanum is exactly why we need him. His human perspective will offer valuable insights on arcane rituals. The results of this study will not only be used to save Arcanists, but also humans who share the same world with us.
会议组长显然还是在想说什么，但机器已经完全回答。
We are racing against the clock, Mister, and your report on personal disputes and racial conflicts has wasted 2 minutes and 37 seconds of our time. If he refuses to cooperate, you have every right to remove him from the team. That is oh.
被提到名字的书烟，从走廊拐角处走过来，他脸色发青，眉头紧皱，手中还紧紧攥着算子。显然，他聆听了整场辩论全程。
I am relieved that you survived your altercation. What would you like to report?
组长和组员的目光不期而遇的在空中交汇，对双方的职场生涯带来危险。最后，是沃尔西里率先迈开了脚步。亚迷没有再回头确认这一点，他压低声音开始了自己的回答。
I'm fed up with wasting time, ma'am. The setback with the mask has already driven too many people insane. That's why you should take a look at this.
他递上一叠文件。
I can logically deduce that our current direction is another dead end. The incantation isn't long enough for cryptographic decryption. We will have to turn to ancient records. Perhaps we'll find something in age-old manuscripts, in tablet inscriptions, or in the memories of powerful arcanists. But even if we find it, we can't validate it because none of us can cast the skill.
机器人仔细的查阅着文件，没有打断他的失败主义发言。
Low-ranking arcanists can't cast high-ranking skills, even if they know the exact pronunciation and meaning of the incantation.
Gnosis is beyond reason like that and cannot be debated. It stems from raw intuition rather than logic and intellect, is shaped by personal experience and natural abilities, and cannot be intentionally replicated. And the most determining factor, it relies on the arcanist's purity of blood. The miracle ritual you hold such hopes for belongs to the leader of Manus Vindictae, a pure-blooded arcanist whose power is beyond our imagination. It's like asking a toddler to solve Goldbach's conjecture. It's completely beyond the boundaries of our limits.
But you are not an arcanist. Why should you play by their rules?
男人被验住，他没有想到这番陈词会引来这样的反应。
You are right. Arcanists differ due to the purity of blood. Researcher Medicine Pocket has already reported the linear correlation between the bloodline of an arcanist and their abilities, and has drawn a conclusion 10 times more extreme.
Then you should listen. That's their area of expertise.
机器人转动了一下脖子，也许这样可以被称之为摇头。
We know that our cryptographers do not have the power to validate the ritual. And we do not expect you to do that. All I ask of you is to come up with a feasible plan and to do it as a team.
现在在说小组合作有些迟，亚弥只是把头撇向一侧。露西看完亚弥提交的报告，将它还给队长。
Your deduction is logical, but not practical or actionable. So I should return this to you.
What?
闪烁的调频现在机器的脸上的一个模糊微笑。他抬头望向窗外。
Your logic is impressive, Adler, but do not let it limit your thinking. You spoke of the boundaries of arcane power, but logic has its limits too. No, knowledge can be obtained through various means, such as intuition, logical reasoning, empirical observations, and teachings from others. Your team is not the only one cracking the ritual through their own means. If you fail, we will turn to the others, and if that approach is wrong, we will try another. If no solution is found before the storm, we will simply wait for the next one. What matters is we keep moving forward, no matter the cost. We must keep to the path, or we will be swept away like dust in the rain.
研究员罕见的沉默了，而后他喃喃地开口，近乎自言自语。
If one team fails, you can still turn to the others. Warum denn? Warum musste es Greta sein?
What?
Forget it. Just a bitter, irrational thought. This marks the end of my efforts. Hopefully, the others will bring you the needed breakthroughs.
男人饱含怒气地离开了，而后他突然想到一个问题。
You've been waiting here for a while. Are you expecting someone? You aren't the type to waste time listening to us whine, so there must be something here worthy of your attention. Is someone close to a breakthrough?
Nothing of the sort. I am recharging. We have a public power outlet here.
一直在充电，露西，笑死。他活动了一下金属关节。
But I am indeed waiting. The doves of the Whitestone House are here.
振翅声来自空中传来，在研究员惊愕的目光中，那石膏质感的造物停留在钢铁身上。
Good. Someone closer to the limit has given us aid.
Be ever so careful, dear. The fiery thirst for knowledge is blazing bright within you. Be careful not to put it out. Once, many fire thieves sat here, sipping coffee, as they tried to decipher the best angle to hold up their reeds, to jam the burning wheel of Helios and steal his flame. The gods are selfish. They're stingy with their might. That's easy to say when the power's not yours to give. Knowing how to share is a rare virtue. Knowing how to share knowledge is a rarer virtue still. How can we transfer our wisdom into mortal minds? The gods pondered. Can inspiration be duplicated from one brain to another? It comes and goes like a gust of wind. So, what can be done? Not yet, darling. We've only finished the prologue. However, there is a but waiting down the road. Sudden rain dampened people's enthusiasm for the future. The floppy disks and many clever minds perished in it. Some of the fire thieves grieved the loss. They screamed and swore to retrieve what was lost. What about the rest of them? They returned to primitive chaos, like coelacanths crawling back into the ocean after thousands of years of evolution. Once again, they became the protégés of Arcanum. Perhaps they made the right choice by leaving that useless science behind. Who knows? The story of the fire thieves has only gone this far, darling. At this point, no one knows what will happen to Prometheus or what's inside Pandora's box.
生命游戏。比骆头土民工。
Any news from Xeno?
They are moving as planned. The deployment will be complete within 2 hours. What about Arcana?
Same old, standing still on the rock as if she's a part of it, soaking up the salt in the wind, I guess.
十四行师调整了一下通讯器的位置，让输出设备中的红母线的声音更加清晰。现在站在一旁的星体也在听得清楚。
She's found herself a good spot, overlooking all of us from up there. The center of the island where the number people are heading, the entrance to the cave where Vertin and 37 are going, and the beaches in the storm. Nothing escapes her sight.
Impressive! Maybe she's planning her escape.
Is she also going to swim? It seems like we're in for a swimming competition. Speaking of which, it would be nice if those tortoise slowpokes could swim a little faster.
通讯结束，飞行女巫的注意力回到了监视论坛。这注定是人人自危的2个小时。岛民们正在筹备自救的进化仪式，会来者则是在做撤离前的最后准备。
Look, Sonetto, I understand your plan now. But I still can't shake off a bad feeling about all this.
Don't worry, Regulus. We have gone over this many times. The margin of error should be below 0.00025%. I'm confident that it will work.
I know. Spare me with the numbers. I know I can rely on you.
数字过敏者飞快地摆手，试图把那一串漂浮的零从自己的大脑中赶出去。
I'm still worried about Vertin. Will she make it back in 2 hours?
弟弟，小椅子借我。
OK，
谢谢。东西会先放床上。
好。
If she doesn't come back in time, who's going to take charge and guide us? We'll have to steer our own course, won't we?
有啊。
Yes. Laplace is gathering every piece of information they can find on the storm. The discovery of the asymmetrical nuclide R was already a remarkable breakthrough. It would help the immunity research a lot if the timekeeper could find something useful in that cave.
I don't think she's going to have a lovely time there, judging by what happened to me last time. Is it just me, or do you also find this a bit fishy? The dangers aside, using an answer as a reward? What? Is this deity some sort of answering machine?
In fact, Apeiron is a philosophical concept introduced by the ancient Greek philosopher Anaximander, which means the origin of everything. It is the physical manifestation of the boundless, the indeterminate, and the infinite. Everything arises from it and returns to it. But it appears to serve a more practical purpose for the believers on this island.
Miss Marta told me about this. There are limits to the knowledge one can acquire, even when using numbers, which are considered closest to the essence. But Apeiron is a boundless, limitless existence. If we wish to seek knowledge beyond our own limitations, we must turn to it for help.
To the best of this apple's recollection, the more ancient, abstract, and intangible an entity is, the more likely it possesses arcane powers beyond our fathom. By communing with the supreme existences through sympathetic magic, worshippers could gain the guidance of their transcendental gnosis. They would, of course, exact a price from the worshippers as well.
Price? Could you be more specific on that, Mr. Apple? What's the price? Lives or something else?
Vertin! Jump over here! Very good! Now you are on number 1. And you should jump to 7. This is a 4x4 magic square. You just need to make sure every 4 steps you take adds up to 34.
前往洞穴深处的道路不同于 透明的无限台阶消失，也不再有飞舞的金色曲线。目所能及的是晃的赤壁，以及脚下写着数字的方砖。这是一个史无前例的跳动自由子。
I don't understand 37. This place was different the last time we were here.
It has changed because the test has begun. The path to new knowledge is always harder than verifying a known result. Don't worry. This is like a labyrinth with a minotaur. There is always a way to the center.
But weren't those labyrinth walkers offerings to the Minotaur?
可惜他根本没有在意。
Now we're going to solve the magic square. Vertin, the next number is 10.
178818，所以等一下要跳16。风声从我耳边划过，世界在他眼前扭曲。万方完成了一刻，迷宫的造型再次改变。
Oh no! It turned into a magic circle. We have to calculate again. This one's easy. The sum of the numbers on each circle should be equal to the sum of the numbers on its diameter plus the number in the middle. We're just going from a square to a circle. It's not that difficult. You are now on 32. We need to find 17 or 21.
学数字21的几何气笑地砸了过来，热情的姿态让人想到岛屿的历史的3位数。
Careful, 37. The numbers are coming to life. We need to put them back in place.
好，复位了。震动消失了，所有事都回归本来。三七蹦蹦跳跳的越过他们，直奔圆心处的出口。
Like I said, it's not that big of a deal. Hmm?
他骤然停了下脚步，到通往迷宫深处的门前，看着一个熟悉的身影。
I thought the next question would be the fourth circle, the monster group, or Hilbert's Infinite Grand Hotel. I never thought it would be 6. Hello, 6. Are you the real thing?
Yes, I'm the real 6.
I wouldn't be so sure. When it comes to the essence, we are all shadows cast on a wall by a flickering fire. How did...
这可是真不得了，就连37也会推。
Did you just smile? Now I very much doubt that you're real.
I didn't. And I am the true 6. This gate has always been guarded by a 6.
领袖恢复了往日的表情。37对于熟人的出现显然不是很高兴。
I have a bad feeling about this. I think the question we're about to answer will be very simple. It's just a formality, isn't it? You'll ask a question and let us through. I've seen you do that on other tests before.
Formality is also important.
No, only the essence is important. Only the forms are important.
又不置可否的摇头，不再继续这场争辩。
This is a question about the essence and forms, 37. Please pay heed to it. As for Miss Vertin, we only expect you to lend a patient ear.
Very well.
三七则正慎重的望向六，露出了在科塔博斯上迎接波葡萄酒挑战时的神情。他有信心答出任何一道谜题。
37. If your pursuit of truth were to lead to the destruction of your faith and beliefs, would you still keep going?
What?
他发自内心的惊讶发出声。
What kind of question is that?
德尔斐审问。
If my pursuit of truth will be the destruction of my beliefs.
三七连连摇头，这比重述访客提到的习题还要令他困惑。
I came for the truth, and my faith is the truth. Why would the truth be destroyed by the truth? If it's because I did the calculation wrong, I'll go back and do it again. And next time, I will do better.
毫无犹豫的回答。年轻的法官也为此多留了片刻的沉默。
What if the essence of truth is there is no truth?
Isn't that also a form of the truth? Its non-existence is an answer in itself, is it not? You're speaking like 210. Are you really 6?
三七显然对这番诡辩的一般的对话失去了耐心。他恼怒地盯着六，不确定这是否是某个捉弄人的把戏。
I should be more specific. You may see it as another allegory. A gate stands before you. Open it, and you will find the truth you seek. But at the same time, the world as you know it will crumble. Will you still open it?
三七眨了眨眼睛，让答案再次准确，坚定地脱口而出。
Yes. If my world changes because the truth is revealed, doesn't that mean my previous understanding was wrong and should be corrected? If what's behind the gate is really the truth, why would I give up the truth for falsehood?
I see. You've passed. As a reward, I will bestow upon you this sacred ritual. It will bridge the gap between you and the supreme existence during communion.
一只镶着金边的卷轴，被守门人递给此次答题的胜利者，而胜利者只是民警。
Was that it? You didn't even ask a question that posed a real challenge. See, Vertin, I knew this was just a formality. Vertin?
No, 37. I think this question...
37.
又突兀的开口，打断了对话继续。
There are some words I'd like to share with you. Not as 6, but myself, who used to live under the name Atticus. We know the story of Socrates' life, how truth and politics are at odds with each other. Either be wise, uninvolved, and look on, or be practical, involved, and suffer. I hope you will remember your answer when the defining moment comes for you.
领袖离开了。这是场不甚满意的问答游戏，他陪着，但仍然把战利品紧紧握在手上。全新的入口向他们敞开，这场试炼的前方依然明目张胆。
We should go, Vertin. There's a long way ahead. I hope the next question will be more fun. Nothing I haven't expected so far. Just like what Mom told me. They're just games, like skipping rocks, katabos, and hopscotch. I've always been good at games. Look, there's the gate, Vertin. We're almost at the end.
三七志得意满的拍手，将又一道解开的谜题抛出来。同行者的脚步却远不如他雀跃。
What's the matter, Vertin? You've been quiet since we met 6. But you're number 0, not 6. You have no common factor with him.
No. I'm only thinking, what's the question you're going to ask? We've only got one chance.
The most important question of all, of course.
About the essence of the emanation, right?
他也预想到的回答。对于这座小岛的居民来说，关于本质的问题，从来都是一切问题中最为重要的。本质通达一切，相比起来，其他所有都是现象世界的类穴。尽管它不像演艺研究那么迫切，但得知暴雨的本质也会对研究有所帮助。况且，它是关于一切迷雾的真相。
Well, the essence of it is important. But one day, we will eventually come to understand it. Even if we leave it alone for now, it will still be there. Yes?
I think so.
I
can't stop thinking about Regulus. Despite being so close to the answer, she turned back in the cave, determined to earn the answer rather than receive it on a silver platter. It's like covering your ears in front of the oracles at Delphi. How typical of an irrational number. But she was also right, wasn't she? None of the precepts forbids one from doing so. People like her may fall behind or get distracted along the way, learning at a slower pace. But in the end, we will all converge.
So, are you going to ask something else?
这一次，他点了点。
Yes, I have come up with a better question. A question that will solve all our problems once and for all, and free everyone from the emanation. It's not as profound as my first question, but it's an equally good one.
I see. I will stop here then.
Huh?
他转过身来，微微睁大了眼睛。
Vertin, are you turning back like Regulus? But you're a 0. You're not an irrational.
No, I won't go far. I will wait for you here. This is your gate to open. It is your question, your answer. I will stay here and watch over you. If you encounter any danger in there, I will come to your aid at once.
But don't you also have a question to ask Aperon? Aren't your doubts unresolved?
No, I don't need to ask anymore. The question you're going to ask, the one that will free us all from the emanation. It's exactly the question I want to ask. 37.
37微的头疑惑在他脸上稍纵即逝，他很快便理解了。
I see. So you're choosing to be the one who looks on, like the third kind of men in the Olympic Games. A choice of insight, most appropriate for the number 0. In that case, I will see you later then, Verton.
See you soon, 37. Will this really be the collapse of her world as she knew it, like Six said? If that happens, I'll be here to hold the umbrella for her.
Do you think 37 is going to make it?
Who knows? Six should be the easiest one to pass. The math puzzles in the labyrinth shouldn't be a problem for our little star either. The only tricky question is from a Peyron, and no one knows what it will be. It is a fair game. Answer a Peyron's question and it will answer yours. But if you give the wrong answer, oops. It'll hardly be a graceful end.
You are gross.
We know little about the test. The last person to pass the test was 300 years ago. The price of failure was high. For the longest time, the Sixes forbade people from risking their lives for it.
Well, Six lied. Someone passed the test 4 years ago. The two of them are so much alike. Their talents, their mindsets, even their first thoughts when facing an impossible challenge. It is an irresistible temptation indeed. With a path to all truths right in front of you, just within reach. Who wouldn't want to give it a try?
Mama? How are you here?
No, I'm not who you think I am, child. I'm but a shadow, a flicker of fire, a projection before you. The finite cannot comprehend the infinite. Your limited senses cannot imagine what you've never seen, nor fathom what you've never heard. I am the answer to your desperate prayers. I am the blindfold before you see daylight. I'm the reflection of your confused, hollow faces in the water. I am the lingering echo of the last visitor.
But you look just like Mama. This is the last obstacle of the test. The gate of truth is just ahead, right? And here you are, standing in front of me. Does that mean that you finally reached the transcendental realm? So my conjecture was right, and our model did not fail, correct?
The transcendental realm? You speak adorable nonsense, my dear daughter. Did you really believe what I said? You silly little goose. Have you not doubted, even for a moment? You did. You wavered when you strolled the shores at night, when you inevitably gazed at the geometric bodies. If they really are manifestations of the transcendental world, why can't I find Mama's number in the broken pieces? You thought. Why can't I hear her voice? Why can't I see their patterns? The darkness blinds me. I miss you, Mama. Oh, my poor, sweet daughter. You are too young and naive, too attached to what is familiar and too trusting of your teachings. You should have continued doubting instead of following my outdated footsteps. Was the conjecture wrong? Was the model correct? It does not matter, child. The rules of the game have changed. The Chaos Makers, the Fearmongers, and the Rule Shapers, they have already outpaced us. We were not wrong, we simply fell behind. We were blinded by the dream of the transcendental realm and could not see through reality. But worry not, my daughter. You have made it here, and that is all that matters. We will do the calculations together. This time, the results will be more accurate than ever.
Mama!
This world is an enormous wasteland, 37. Look at the creations in it. The congested, silent herds that scurry to and fro in their meaningless lives. Never have they looked at the stars above, nor bent to smell the flowers. The melodies of the patterns above go unheard by them, their souls unresonant to their wisdom. They are the prisoners of their bodies, complacent in their dulled senses, and conceited over their success of ruling the planet through violence and bloodshed. They mocked us, shunned us, and slaughtered us. They discriminated against us throughout the ages, branded us as lunatics, and spat on what we held dear. But we never gave up once. We were never truly defeated. One day, they will be proven wrong, and they will be forced to admit it. My daughter, my precious little pearl. Come to me, back in your mother's arms. Let us return to a time before disputes and disasters, when it was just you and me wandering the boundless beach. I will share with you the infinite secrets of this world, the essence of all things, and the truth that transcends everything. That's what you came for, yes?
But Mama, I am 37, not infinity. Why would I want an infinite number of secrets?
The ground is shaking. Did she give the wrong answer?
I don't long for the infinite secrets, for it is not within the scope of my number. I know who I am. I am only 37, a finite number, a pebble in the sand. The tides could wash over me, engulf me, and crush me at any moment. Even so, I am glad to be 37. For I know my limits. I know my boundaries. A concept these supreme existences cannot even fathom. Apeiron, the Boundless One. I am here for a simple question. How can we escape the darkness of the phenomenal world and be free from the emanation forever? How? It clearly promised me an answer. Is it because the answer to my question, the transcendental truth, is outside of our limits too?
Make way! Move! Madame Lucy, we have the right pronunciation. The script you gave me was correct. This is the arcane language of the incantation. Where did you get it?
Very well. Give it to me. Inform all research teams that we are moving on to the next phase of the project.
If you're here to check on the progress, there is none. I'm afraid you'll leave disappointed, Madame Lucy.
Send this to everyone. It has been verified. This is the correct pronunciation of the immunity ritual.
this is. La Unwa.
We must share this with everyone! La Unua Circlo.
What was that? Stop the transmission! The ritual is wrong!
No. The incantation is indeed correct.
What is going on?
Warning. Warning.
Hey, Dawkins, forget the outside. Come look at this. Some guys cracked it. They found the correct pronunciation.
For real? They better be serious if this is some kind of prank. La una cerclo?
Damn it! Damn it! Shit! Ulrich! Dawkins! Victor! Ricard! Are you in there? Listen, if you receive the pronunciation of the incantation, do not recite it. Do not write it down. Do not pass it on. I know we've had our differences, but you have to trust me. I'm trying to save you.
Warning. Warning. All personnel stay away from their communication terminals. Do not recite any messages on the screen. Repeat, do not recite the incantation. Do not recite the incantation. Do not recite.
Richard? Richard! Don't speak. We're going to the recap center.
No, you go, Dawkins.
Dawkins? No, no, no!
Researcher Adler, please evacuate immediately. We will take over from here.
I thought the worst case would be that the ritual is useless since no one here can wield it. I was wrong. So terribly wrong. The reality is 1,000,000 times worse. We have invited a disaster. It is a curse, even more unpredictable, unstable, and uncontrollable than the mask. Dora crumbled to dust. Richard cracked like dry land, and Dawkins turned into a statue of mud. And Victor, he vanished. We've tried everything, but he's nowhere to be found. Yet he's here, typing, sending emails, getting the door for me. All of these catastrophic events, and only 3 words were uttered. 3. What are we dealing with, Madame Lucy? Which deity are we provoking and stealing from?
Get some rest, Mr. Adler. Your mission is complete. Other researchers will take it from here.
You what? Are you not going to call it off? After all that's happened?
The research must go on. The authenticity of the incantation and the fact that any arcanist can recite it were revealed to us through this unexpected mishap. Now, a new question arises. How can we eliminate the side effects? From now on, we no longer require the help of human researchers. Only Arcanum can lift a curse of Arcanum.
Stay with me. I'll get you out. Is this Six's scroll?
+1, -1, +2, -3, 3, -3, +2, -1, +1. I see. I understand now.
What did you say? 37. Are you feeling better now?
They're numbers, Burton. 6's scroll reconciled the gap between the Supreme Existence and me. I can now hear and understand. The answer to my question, the solution to free us from the emanation, the response Apeiron promised me, is a string of numbers.
好了，那今天就开到这了，拜拜。谢谢今天要来看台的朋友们。好，就这样。大家晚安。